Professor James Malooly, reporting live from in front of my office building, Peters, on the Fresno State campus, on this day, Veterans Day. I've just spent a long time reading emails from you guys, questions about writing assignment 2. And I'm here to tell you that it is not that complicated. What you need to do is keep in mind that the two documents of the assignment should be in one document. There's a part A and a part B. Please keep those together in a single document. That's one thing. Second thing, observe something routine, normal, mundane, like a coffee shop, people in a restaurant or something like that. But make the observation of a social unit, meaning at least 3 people, 2-3 people. 3 is probably easier, and for a sustained period of time. 15 minutes. So 3 people for 15 minutes at least. That's kind of a minimum for you to kind of get the data that we're looking for. The other thing, I want to make this very short. Another question that came up from some students was, the observation, the raw notes. And that's all I want. This is not a paper, so it's introduction, conclusion. It's more of a report, all right? W classes are supposed to introduce you to many different types of writing. This is the report writing, So I don't want a flowery narrative introduction. Just start it, Observations conducted on December 10th at, Denny's restaurant or something. Trying to think of other questions that came up. Oh, yes. And if you normally go to a certain place to hang out at the library, go to a slightly different place. If you normally go to Starbucks, go to Harry's Bagels instead, or a different Starbucks. Part of that has to do with neurology and the basal ganglia, which I don't wish to get into, but the point is, when you go to someplace new, you're more observant. First time you go into a dark alley, or the first time you go to a different country, you observe many things that you would not otherwise observe. It's that sort of adrenaline, fear, excitement that will help you do this assignment, this observation assignment. So pick a new place. But like I said, don't make it some exotic thing. If you hear that the circus is in town, or some different ethnic group is going to be having some sort of an event that you're invited to, then it becomes too different, too strange, and then you're not going to be able to catch a lot of the cultural patterns going on. Which brings me to my last point. Part 1 is raw observations of notes. Part 2 is some specific questions that I asked. There's 5 questions in there, I believe. The third one's very important. It says, what are the written and unwritten rules, or the stated and unstated rules of behavior? I've got to tell you, anthropology is about unstated rules of behavior. All right? So if you think there are no unstated rules of behavior, you're wrong. Okay? Our human interaction is heavily governed by unstated rules of behavior. For example, how close you stand to people you know and people you don't know. Where your eyes go when you're in an elevator. You avoid eye contact in an elevator. You work to avoid eye contact in an elevator because you have to stand so close to these people, strangers. Belching in public, it's thought of as rude in our country. Well, when I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Mali, every night after dinner, me and my Tuareg family that had, taken me in, they would pretty much demand or expect that I belch and thank God. I'd belch and say alhamdulillah, right after that, every night. So there, belching was expected and approved of. Here, it's disapproved of. So you can see the arbitrary nature of it. Anyway, there you go. there. Email me if you have more questions. All the best.